成果の加護があらんことをなんてね。
Yo, what's up, y'all? Lad here. We've got a cleric coming our way, the one and only Temenos, the traveler who watched one too many episodes of Death Note. He is finding his clues to the closest bench in COTC. He is from the Dominance faction and hailing from the Memoirs of Celestia, the side as Particio and Agnea. His abilities are all over the place. He wants to be a DPS but fails to do well, and his support skills are nothing interesting. With his arrival, he does introduce a new debuff onto enemies, but is that really enough to pull from? Let's go ahead and check him out. Akira Ishida is his VA, or Gaara from Naruto, and Ayato from Genshin Impact, and finally Akaza from Demon Slayer. While on the topic of Demon Slayer, I'm rather excited for the last season. I'll definitely be looking forward to the fight with Akaza. Anyways, let's move over to Temenos' notable damaging skills. His first ability is a SP cost of 77. It's a 3-hit AoE light elemental damage attack, potency 65, and it inflicts the debuff miss elemental attacks at max PP. This debuff makes the enemy fail to cast elemental attack based on the debuff counter. So if the enemy has a 3-hit random target elemental attack, the enemy is only going to do 2 hits. The second ability is an SP cost of 88. It's a 4-hit single target elemental light damage, potency 65. If the target is broken, he deals a 15% elemental resist down for 2 turns. His third ability is a SP cost of 101. It's a 4-hit AoE elemental light damage, potency 65 as well, and it inflicts a 15% elemental resist down for 2 turns. For his EX skills, it's on turn 4 or after, and it has 3 usages. It's a 1-hit AoE light elemental damage attack, potency of 630. His lightning ability he can use after turn 2 and has a reusage after turn 4. All abilities that he uses will hit weaknesses. For his ultimate, all allies get a 50% potency up and a 10,000 damage up for 1 turn. At level 10, this becomes a 20,000 damage increase. For his notable support skills, the SP cost of 66 restores HP to the front row, potency 130. He cures some status ailments, and he grants the front row a HP barrier, 25% of his max HP. His second support skill is his TP skill. It's a 2-time usage, front row auto revive, HP recovery of 25% at boost level 1 to 100% at boost level max. For his passive, he gives himself a 15% max HP up and a 20% weakness damage up. For his second passive, when the ally in front of him breaks the enemy, he inflicts a 15% elemental defense down for 2 turns, and he has a 10% in light resistance and 20 in dark. Looking at his stats, his elemental attack is high at 410 at level 100 and is increased to 475 at level 120. His elemental defense is rather high as well, 399 at 100 and 464 at 120. His speed, like most clerics, is on the slower side, along with a lower HP pool, so watch out for that. So now the main question, should you pull? I'll be honest, I didn't like him too much as a character in Octopath Traveler 2. He felt rather bland, and because of that, I never really used him in battle. Unfortunately, that's going to be the same very case in COTC. The developers must have not liked him in the OG version, because they did him dirty here. If him and Ukes were competing for low tier, Temenos would be only a step ahead, as that's because he was released at a later date. This kit is extremely disappointing and falls immediately behind even after the character is released in Sight or Sarah. This kit can only hit light weakness. No one in the right minds would choose him over Alrika, when Alrika can also hit light weakness and have a 5-hit at all times. He doesn't have any impressive nuke attacks with modifiers, and the more decent thing that he has for himself is a 4-hit light attack that reduces elemental resist down by 15%. His 3-hit AoE attack, where he's able to cast miss elemental attacks, could be useful, but is it worth it to use him for only that reason? The only good thing about Temenos is his A4 accessory. It gives an elemental attack of 40, 400 HP. The traveler equipped with this will get a damage cap of 50,000 and an ultimate gauge of 100% at the start of battle. This is a really good accessory, but it's a pity that Temenos isn't that great as a traveler. Now, longevity. He's probably going to get benched the moment you pull him. He's already outclassed by both Arika and Sazantos. As we get better travelers and travelers that blow everything out of the water, he'll be sitting comfortably next to Millard and Ukes. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up. With their design, I didn't like his design and story. It was different and threw me into a loop when I started his story in Octopath 2. His VA 5 out of 5. Again, I'm looking forward to the Akaza fight in Demon Slayer, and Gaara in Naruto was always a pretty cool character. Abilities 2 out of 5. Travelers released with abilities like this belong sitting the benches. The future of COTC has travelers that are able to do so much, and this is rather unacceptable. Longevity 1 out of 5. Better off not pulling and saving your rubies for someone who has a better use. Time limited, yes. Overall impression 2 out of 5. To the bench he goes. He's only good for his A4 accessory and his miss elemental attack that he can inflict to the enemy. Other than that, Temenos, more like Temeno. Okay, well that was it for Temenos. Let me know what you'll be pulling for him. I'll probably do a pull or two, just because he's part of the OG8 in OCTOPATH Traveler 2. But with that said, I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourself. Let out.